The year was 2674. For over 4 centuries, Earth had lived with the memory of the lost starship Odyssey 7. It was a mission that had vanished without a trace in 2212, deep in the black folds of space. Commander Elias Vance, the leader of that mission, was believed dead, forgotten like a lost dream. But now the impossible was happening. High above Earth, the observatory scanners blipped with sudden activity. A strange ship had entered the solar system, moving with a steady, deliberate pace. Its transponder was faint, but unmistakable. It was Odyssey 7, or at least what remained of it. In the control room, voices rose in shock and excitement. That can't be right. Odyssey 7 disappeared over 460 years ago, said Lieutenant Mara Jennings, her eyes wide. The station's commander, General Thomas Reeve, stared at the screen. It's real. We have to prepare for contact. Across Earth, governments scrambled to respond. News spread like wildfire. Scientists, military leaders, and diplomats hurried to the landing site on a vast plain in what was once called Nevada. The world waited, holding its breath. The ancient ship, battered by time and space, descended slowly. It landed with a soft hum, the engines settling into silence. Then the hatch opened. Out stepped a man. Elias Vance walked with calm strength. His face was young, his eyes sharp. He looked as if he had just returned from a routine mission, but the centuries that passed had left no mark on him. Behind him stood a woman unlike any Earth had seen before. Her skin glowed with a soft golden light. Her eyes were large and luminous, shining like stars. She moved with grace and confidence. Her presence was quiet but powerful. The crowd fell silent. General Reeve stepped forward. "Commander Vance," he said, voice steady but curious. "Where have you been?" Vance looked around, his gaze calm and steady. "Lost," he said simply. The woman beside him spoke, her voice clear and melodic. "I am Zilara. I come as an ambassador of the Scenari." The name meant nothing to those listening, but her words carried weight. Inside the command tent, the two were escorted carefully. Scientists hurried to set up medical exams. Officials prepared for questions. Vance sat quietly, his hands folded, while Zilara observed the room with curious eyes. "What happened to you?" asked Dr. Lena Cortez, the lead scientist. Vance took a deep breath. "Our mission was to explore a new wormhole. Something went wrong. I was thrown far beyond our known space." He paused, as if searching his memories. "I woke up on a distant planet, weak and alone. The Scenari found me." Zilara nodded. "They saved him. They are a wise and ancient people. They watch over the galaxy's children." "Why bring him back now?" Reeve asked sharply. "After all this time?" Zilara smiled gently. "Because Earth is ready. Because Elias proved something that few others could." The room buzzed with questions, but answers were slow to come. Vance spoke of strange worlds and long years, of lessons learned and tests passed, of a hope that had kept him alive. Outside, the world waited. News reports filled the airwaves. Historians debated. People wondered if the legends of space travel were true. Was it possible to survive for centuries? To return unchanged? For Elias, Vance's time had moved differently. His mind was sharp, his body strong, but his heart carried a secret. Zilara was more than a companion. She was a guide, a protector, and a link to something far greater than Earth had ever known. The first day of his return ended with a promise. Answers would come, and the future of humanity was about to change forever. The day after the ship Odyssey 7 landed, Earth was buzzing with questions. In a special secure facility, Commander Elias Vance sat quietly, watching a team of scientists and officials surround him with curious eyes. General Thomas Reeve was there again, determined to learn everything. "Commander, your story is incredible. You say you were lost in space for centuries, yet you look no older than when you left. How is that possible?" Vance gave a small smile but did not answer immediately. Instead, his eyes turned toward the golden-skinned woman beside him, Zilara. Zilara stepped forward. Her voice was calm but firm. The Scifi have long mastered the flow of time in ways humans cannot yet understand. When they found Elias, he was weak and aging rapidly. They used their knowledge to heal and protect him. She looked directly at General Reeve. But more than healing, they taught him to live with patience, to see time not as a chain but as a river. Reeve frowned, trying to understand. So you're saying he didn't age because of alien technology? Zilara nodded. Yes, but it is more than technology. It is a gift and a responsibility. Vance finally spoke. I was lost in a place far beyond our galaxy. The wormhole accident sent me through a space where time did not move the same. I was stranded, unable to return. He paused. If not, for the Scifi, I would have died. They saved me and took me to their world. A scientist named Dr. Lena Cortez leaned forward. You say they saved you. What kind of beings are they? What do they want from Earth? Zilara answered without hesitation. The Scifi are ancient watchers. Long ago they guided many young civilizations, helping them grow without interference. But a great war forced them to leave the galaxy's affairs. She looked at Vance. But when they saw humanity's courage and spirit, they believed this world might be ready for a new beginning. Vance's eyes grew serious. They tested me, through trials that challenged my mind, my heart, and my will. They watched how I chose to live and what I believed. What kind of trials? Reeve asked. Vance leaned back, remembering. Trials of patience, trust, and sacrifice. I was faced with choices that could have broken me. But I learned that humanity's greatest strength is its hope and will to survive. The room fell quiet. The leaders were beginning to see that this was no ordinary story of survival. Suddenly, Zilara raised her hand. We bring a message and a chance. The Scifi offer Earth access to a network of portals, ways to travel the galaxy instantly. Gasps filled the room. Reeve's voice was sharp. Why would you offer us such power? What is the cost? Zilara's eyes shone brighter. There is a cost. The Scifi do not intervene lightly. This gift is only given to those who prove worthy. The trials you will face as a species are greater than those I gave Elias alone. She glanced at Vance. Your return is a symbol. A test has been passed, but many more will come. Vance stood. I do not know if Earth is ready. But I know humanity is stronger than it seems. Outside, reporters captured every word. People across the planet debated. Some were filled with hope, seeing this as the dawn of a new age. Others feared the unknown, worried that alien involvement might bring danger. Meanwhile, hidden in the shadows, groups began to plot. Not everyone welcomed the idea of Earth joining the stars. Back in the secure facility, Vance walked slowly with Zilara through a quiet corridor. You speak of hope and strength, Zilara said softly, but you must be careful. There are those who will try to steal what we offer. Vance nodded. I've seen enough darkness in the stars to know that. But I will protect Earth, no matter what. Zilara smiled faintly. That is why the Scifi chose you. That night, Vance looked up at the sky. The stars seemed closer now and Earth felt different, smaller yet full of possibility. He whispered to himself, we have a chance to be more than what we were. And far away, in the silent halls of the Scifi homeworld, ancient watchers observed Earth's first steps toward a future that could change everything. The next morning, the world woke with new questions. Commander Elias Vance and Zilara were invited to a grand meeting held in the United Earth Council chamber. Leaders from every nation, scientists, and diplomats gathered to hear more about the Scifi and the offer they brought. The hall was vast and filled with quiet anticipation. Vance stood beside Zilara at the front, facing a sea of faces. Cameras from every corner recorded the event live for billions watching on Earth. General Thomas Reeve opened the meeting. Commander Vance, Ambassador Zilara, we want to understand. Who are the Scifi and why do they care about Earth after all this time? Zilara stepped forward, her golden skin glowing softly under the chamber lights. The Scifi are an ancient race. Long ago, we walked among the stars as protectors and guides. We watched civilizations grow, helping them reach for the light without forcing their path. She paused, letting her words settle. But a great war came. A war that threatened to destroy much of the galaxy. The Scifi chose to withdraw, becoming watchers rather than rulers. We left many behind, including young worlds like Earth. Vance added, the Scifi observed Earth from afar. They saw humanity's struggles and triumphs. They saw a species filled with curiosity, courage, and hope, traits they value most. A scientist raised a hand. How do you watch from so far? Do you have agents here on Earth? Solara shook her head. We do not interfere. Directly. Our presence is subtle. We use advanced sensors and long-range observation, but we never step into a civilization's natural growth unless invited. Vance nodded. When I was lost, the Scifi found me. They did not just save me. They taught me. Their lessons were about more than survival. They taught me to understand time differently, to see patience and hope as power. The crowd listened, in awe. Solara continued. The Scifi saw in humanity the potential to join the community of advanced civilizations, but potential must be tested. She raised her hand and suddenly the room filled with images, a vision that everyone could see in the air above them. Scenes showed a vast cosmic war, great ships clashing, planets shattered, and countless lives lost. Then images of trials, a man facing loneliness, danger, and difficult choices. This was Vance's journey. The trials I faced were meant to test the spirit of mankind, Vance said quietly. The Scifi wanted to know if humanity could be patient, just, and strong. A diplomat asked. And what was the result? Solara's eyes glowed with pride. Elias passed. He showed the heart of a true Starwalker, a soul capable of bridging worlds. Murmurs spread through the crowd. But why now? Another leader asked. If the trials were so long ago, why wait centuries to return? Vance explained. Time flows differently in the universe. The Scifi waited until conditions were right on Earth. The technology, the unity, the hope, all had to be strong enough. Solara added, we offer Earth a network of portals, gateways to the stars, but with this gift comes responsibility. Earth must be ready to face the challenges beyond. The chamber filled with whispers. Some leaders looked worried, others hopeful. General Reeves stood again. What challenges, what dangers lie ahead? Solara's face grew serious. Not all civilizations in the galaxy are friendly. The Scifi have enemies, old rivals who see newcomers as threats. Vance said, but Earth is not alone. With the Scifi's guidance and our own courage, we can protect ourselves and grow stronger. The council paused, sensing the weight of these words. Outside the chamber, news spread fast. People across the world debated the meaning of the Scifi offer. Was Earth ready for such power? Could humanity survive the dangers of space? In private moments, Vance and Solara met with Earth's top scientists and leaders to plan. We must prepare, Vance said. The portal network will change everything. But first we need to unite. Solara smiled. Your people's strength is in their spirit, Commander. Together you will face the trials ahead. That night, as the city lights glowed beneath a vast starry sky, Elias Vance stood on a balcony gazing at the heavens. He whispered to the stars, we have passed the first test. Now begins the real journey. And somewhere far away the Scifi watched, hopeful that humanity's light would shine bright among the stars. The news of the Scifi's offer spread quickly across Earth. Some saw it as a gift of hope, a chance for humanity to step into the stars and become part of a greater universe. Others feared it, worried that accepting alien help might cost Earth its freedom. In cities and towns, debates grew loud. Governments argued, people chose sides. In the midst of this turmoil, a new group emerged, the Arbiters. They were not a single nation or faction. but a coalition of thinkers, scientists, and former military officers. They believed Earth needed to unite, not just accept gifts blindly. Their leader, Captain Mira Solis, was a decorated space pilot who had lost friends to war. She spoke calmly, but with power. "We stand at a crossroads," Mira told a crowd gathered in the old city of New Denver. "The Scifi offer us technology beyond our dreams, but we must ask, are we ready? Will this power bring peace or destruction?" Her voice rose, filled with passion. "We must prepare to protect our planet, to learn and grow together. We cannot let fear divide us." Her words inspired many, but others saw the arbiters as a threat. In government halls, some leaders whispered of controlling the alien technology for their own gain. Others warned of an arms race that could tear Earth apart. Meanwhile, Elias Vance and Zilara worked tirelessly behind the scenes. They met with Mira Solis and other leaders, trying to build bridges. Vance said, "We must show the world that humanity's greatest strength is unity. Alone, we are vulnerable. Together, we are unstoppable." Zilara added, "The Scifi gift is not just about technology, it is about trust. Earth must be ready to accept both." Despite their efforts, tensions grew. Secret groups sought to steal Scifi knowledge. Rumors spread of hidden weapons and spies. One night, in a quiet laboratory beneath the city, a team of scientists discovered someone had tampered with the alien devices. The warning was clear. Not everyone on Earth wanted peace. Vance and Mira met in the early morning hours. "We need to be vigilant," Mira said. "The Scifi's trust is fragile. We must protect their gift and our future." Vance nodded. "I have faced dangers far beyond this world. Earth's trials are just beginning." At the same time, Zilara communicated with her people across the stars. The Scifi watched, ready to help but careful not to interfere too much. Back on Earth, a council was formed, called the Council of Arbiters, to oversee the safe use of Scifi technology and prepare for the challenges ahead. The council worked quickly. Training centers were built to teach humans how to use new devices. Scientists studied the portals and began plans to build the first gateway on Earth. Meanwhile, Vance trained with soldiers and pilots, sharing his knowledge from beyond the stars. He spoke often about courage and hope. One day, a young pilot asked him, "Commander, what kept you strong through all those years alone?" Vance smiled. "The belief that one day I would return home, that humanity was worth fighting for." As the months passed, Earth began to change. Cities buzzed with new energy. People dreamed bigger. The stars were no longer distant points of light, they were destinations. Yet beneath the excitement, a shadow grew. Unknown to the world, some factions began to prepare for war. They saw the alien gift as a weapon to control others. They whispered of power and domination. Vance sensed the danger. He knew that the true test was not just surviving the stars, but surviving each other. One evening, as the sun set over the horizon, Vance stood beside Zilara and Mira on a hill overlooking the city. "The future is uncertain," Vance said quietly. "But we have a choice, to rise as one or fall divided." Mira nodded. "We must be the arbiters of peace, guardians of hope." Zilara placed a hand on Vance's shoulder. "The Scifi believe in you, Elias. In all of you." The three looked up at the sky, where the first stars of night began to shine. Earth was ready to rise, but the galaxy was watching. The calm of Earth's early morning was shattered by a sudden alarm. The peaceful city of New Denver was rocked by chaos as an explosion erupted near the Council of Arbiters' headquarters. Flames climbed high, and thick smoke filled. The Sky Commander Elias Vance and Zilara rushed to the scene. Soldiers were already securing the area, but the damage was clear. This was no accident. "They tried to kill her," Vance said grimly, his eyes searching the crowd for any sign of the attacker. Zilara, still standing tall despite the danger, nodded. "The message is clear. Not everyone wants peace or cooperation with the Scifi." General Thomas Reeve arrived quickly. "We must act fast. Who is behind this?" Inside the ruined building, investigators found traces of strange technology. Devices that mimicked Scifi design, but were crude and dangerous. Someone had reverse-engineered alien tech. The Council's security chief, Captain Mira Solis, tightened her jaw. This was an act of terror meant to destabilize Earth's new alliance. Vance stood beside Zalara during a special council meeting. This attack is just the beginning. We must be ready for worse. Zalara spoke calmly. Misuse of Scinari technology will bring consequences. There are forces beyond our galaxy watching, forces that will not allow reckless actions. The Council decided to increase security around all alien tech and began a thorough investigation. Meanwhile, Vance met secretly with Mira and a few trusted leaders. "We must find the source," Mira said. "These terrorists may have allies inside our own ranks." Vance's gaze was steady. "We cannot let fear divide us, but we also cannot ignore the threat." Days passed as investigations uncovered a hidden network called the Shadow Accord, a group believing Earth should use the Scinari gifts for conquest, not peace. They were led by a former general turned rogue, Marcus Veld, who had once worked with Vance. Veld believed humanity's future was in dominance, not diplomacy. When Vance confronted Veld, their meeting was tense. "Elias," Veld said coldly, "you've been soft. The Scinari gave us power. We should use it to control, to expand. Peace will only make us weak." Vance shook his head. "Power without wisdom is destruction. We must protect Earth and the future, not endanger it." Veld's eyes burned with anger. "Then you're our enemy." The Shadow Accord began a campaign of sabotage and fear. They attacked research centers, spread false information, and tried to steal Scinari portals. Zalara warned, "If their actions continue, ancient watchers from the galaxy will intervene." Their judgment is harsh. Despite the danger, Earth's leaders stood firm. The Council of Arbiters increased patrols and training accelerated. Soldiers learned to use Scinari technology to defend, not attack. In a quiet moment, Vance spoke to the young pilots training under him. "You carry the future," he said. "Remember, strength is more than weapons. It is courage, honor, and unity." One pilot asked, "Commander, what if the Shadow Accord wins?" Vance's eyes were fierce. "Then we fight harder, but I believe in humanity's heart." Weeks later, the Council uncovered a plan to attack the first Earth portal station, the key to connecting with the galaxy. Vance and Mira led a team to protect it. The battle was tense and dangerous, but Earth's forces held strong. The Shadow Accord was pushed back, but Vance knew this was only the beginning. After the fight, Zalara said softly, "The galaxy watches how you handle this crisis. Your choices will shape your place among the stars." Vance looked to the sky, feeling the weight of his mission. "We will show them what humanity truly is," he promised. "Not conquerors, but protectors." The calm after the battle at the portal station was short-lived. Across Earth's skies, unusual signals appeared, massive, unnatural, and impossible to ignore. Satellites detected a huge vessel approaching the solar system. It was unlike anything humanity had ever seen. Commander Elias Vance stood in the command center, eyes fixed on the screens. The vessel was enormous, dark, and silent. Its shape was sharp and angular, a design that spoke of power and war. General Thomas Reeves' voice broke the tension. "This ship doesn't belong to the Scinari or any known ally. We're being watched." Zalara's expression darkened. "This is the Vorak, a species that once waged war against the Scinari long ago." Vance frowned. "The war you showed in the vision?" Zalara nodded. "Yes. They are ancient enemies. They do not welcome new players on the galactic stage." The Vorak ship hovered in Earth's orbit like a shadow. Communication attempts went unanswered. Earth's leaders gathered in emergency meetings. Fear grew. What did the Vorak want? Were they here to destroy or negotiate? Vance stood before the Council of Arbiters. The Vorak see Earth's new power as a threat. "We must prepare for defense, but also seek peace if possible." Mira Solis added, "Our technology and training have improved. We can face them together." As days passed, Earth's united fleet was assembled, a mix of human ships enhanced by Scifi technology and strategies. Vance led the command, his voice steady despite the stakes. On the day of confrontation, the Vorak ship opened massive energy cannons, sending warnings through the void. Vance's fleet responded, activating energy shields and weapons powered by human innovation and Scifi gifts. The battle was fierce and swift. Earth's forces moved with precision, but the Vorak were relentless. During the fight, Vance piloted the lead ship, drawing on everything he had learned. His team worked as one, their courage shining. Suddenly, the Vorak began to withdraw. Solara's voice came over the comms. They respect strength. You have shown that Earth is not weak. The Vorak ship vanished beyond the solar system, but their warning was clear. Earth had entered a larger, more dangerous arena. After the battle, the council met again. Vance said, "We survived because we stood united. The galaxy is vast and full of threats, but also opportunities." Solara smiled softly. "You have earned respect. The Scifi will continue to guide you, but Earth must now stand on its own." The victory brought hope, but also the understanding that Earth's future was no longer simple. Vance looked to the stars and whispered, "We are no longer alone. The giants have awakened." The Vorak ship had vanished, but the threat they represented lingered in every mind on Earth. The galaxy was no longer a distant dream. It was a reality full of challenge and promise. Commander Elias Vance stood on a high platform overlooking the first Scifi portal station on Earth. The structure glowed softly with blue light, a bridge between worlds and futures. Beside him, Solara watched the horizon, her golden eyes reflecting the stars. "This is just the beginning," she said quietly. Vance nodded. "Earth has changed. We are no longer isolated." A crowd gathered below, the Council of Arbiters, leaders from Earth's nations, and many others who had fought for peace and unity. The Scifi High Council had sent a message. They would honor Earth's courage and acceptance by giving Vance a new title, a symbol of trust and hope. Vance was called forward. The crowd fell silent as the Scifi elder spoke through Solara. "Elias Vance, you have proven yourself worthy beyond measure. You have carried the heart of humanity across the stars and back. By the power granted to me, I name you Sinax, the bridge-bearer. You are the link between Earth and the galaxy." The name echoed in the air. Sinax. Vance felt a deep strength within him, a bond with both humanity and the stars. Solara stepped beside him. "As Sinax, you will lead Earth's path among the stars, not as conquerors, but as protectors, as friends." "Mira." Solus approached smiling. "You have given us hope, Elias. The world believes in a future where we stand united and strong." Vance looked out at the crowd, then to the glowing portal. "This journey is far from over. The galaxy is vast and full of unknowns. But together, we can face anything." The portal activated, a shimmering gateway to countless worlds. Vance turned to Solara. "Will you come with me?" She smiled warmly. "Where you go, I will follow." Together, they stepped into the light. Beyond the portal lay new stars, new challenges, and new friends. But Earth was ready now. United under the banner of hope and courage, humanity was no longer alone. As the portal closed behind them, the stars seemed to shine brighter. And across the galaxy, watchers and wanderers took notice. A new chapter had begun. Humanity was ready. Humanity was home.